5 fascinating facts about the Battle of 300 Spartans versus 100,000 Persians. The Battle of Thermopylae, fought in 480 BCE, has become one of the most celebrated military engagements in history, immortalized in countless retellings through literature, art, and modern media. This battle pitted a small contingent of Greek forces, led by the Spartan king Leonidas, against the massive invading army of Persian king Xerxes. Although the Greeks were ultimately defeated, their stand at Thermopylae has come to symbolize heroism, resilience, and the defense of freedom. Here are 5 fascinating facts that delve deeper into the myth and reality of this iconic confrontation. 1. It wasn't just 300 Spartans, a coalition of Greek forces. Though the heroic stand of the 300 Spartans under King Leonidas is the centerpiece of the Thermopylae legend, the reality is that they were not alone in their defense of the pass. The Greek resistance at Thermopylae was actually a coalition effort involving various city-states, with around 7,000 soldiers gathered to hold back the Persian invasion. In addition to the Spartans, there were contingents of Thespians, Thebans, Arcadians, Corinthians, Phocians, and others who took part in the defense. The 300 Spartans, often portrayed as the sole defenders, were selected by Leonidas based on their experience and the fact that they were all fathers with sons who could carry on their legacy. They were accompanied by around 900 helos, Spartan serfs who served as support troops. On the final day of the battle, after realizing that defeat was inevitable, Leonidas dismissed the bulk of the Greek forces, but around 700 Thespians and 400 Thebans remained behind, willingly sacrificing their lives alongside the Spartans to hold the line for as long as possible. Their contribution, though often overshadowed by the legend of the 300, was essential to the defense. 2. The Persian army was vast, but likely not millions. Ancient sources, including the Greek historian Herodotus, claim that Xerxes' army numbered over 1 million men, while modern scholars have generally revised these estimates to a more realistic figure of 100,000 to 150,000 soldiers. While still enormous compared to the Greek forces, the Persian army's size was often exaggerated as part of the legend's dramatization. The Persian army was a vast and diverse force, drawn from the many regions under Xerxes' rule, including soldiers from Persia, Media, Babylonia, India, Egypt, and beyond. The scale and logistics required to move and sustain such a large army across the Hellespont and into Greece were staggering, and the sight of the Persian forces advancing must have been overwhelming for the defenders. Despite their vast numbers, however, the Persians faced challenges in maneuvering such a large army through the narrow, mountainous terrain of Thermopylae, where their numerical advantage was minimized by the geography. 3. The narrow pass of Thermopylae, geography as a force multiplier. The choice of Thermopylae as the battleground was not accidental. It was a strategic decision based on the geography of the region. Thermopylae, meaning the hot gates, was a narrow coastal pass between the mountains and the sea, with cliffs on one side and marshes and the Aegean Sea on the other. This bottleneck limited the number of Persian soldiers who could engage the Greek forces at any given time, nullifying the Persians' numerical superiority. For 2 full days, the Greeks managed to repel wave after wave of Persian attacks, using the narrow pass to their advantage. The Greeks formed a solid phalanx, a tight infantry formation, where each man's shield protected both himself and the soldier next to him. The overlapping shields created a nearly impenetrable wall of defense. The Spartans, in particular, were renowned for their discipline, strength, and ability to fight in such tight quarters, making the Persian advance slow and costly. Even the elite Persian immortals, Xerxes' most fearsome troops, were unable to break through the Greek lines on the first 2 days of fighting. 4. Betrayal at the pass, Ephialtes' treachery. On the 3rd day of the battle, the Greek defenders were betrayed by a local Greek named Ephialtes, who revealed to the Persians a hidden path through the mountains that allowed them to outflank the Greek position. This path, known as the Anopaia, led through the mountains and enabled the Persians to bypass the narrow pass where the Greeks had been holding them off. Ephialtes' betrayal was motivated by greed, as he expected to be richly rewarded by the Persians for his treachery. When Leonidas learned of the impending encirclement, he made the fateful decision to send away the majority of the Greek forces to save them for future battles. However, Leonidas and his 300 Spartans, along with the Thespians and Thebans who chose to stay, resolved to make a final stand, fighting to the death in a heroic last effort to delay the Persian advance. Their sacrifice gave the rest of Greece valuable time to organize further resistance, including the naval battle at Salamis and the eventual Greek victory at Plataea. 5. The immortal legacy of Thermopylae, courage and defiance. Though the Greeks lost the Battle of Thermopylae, the stand of the 300 Spartans and their allies became one of the most enduring symbols of courage and defiance in the face of overwhelming odds. The story of the battle has been recounted in various forms for centuries, from ancient chronicles to modern films like 300. King Leonidas's famous response to Xerxes' demand to lay down their weapons, Molon Labe, come and take them, has resonated through history as a testament to defiance and bravery. The impact of the battle went far beyond the battlefield. The delay caused by the Greeks at Thermopylae allowed other Greek forces to regroup and eventually defeat the Persians in the naval battle of Salamis and the land battle of Plataea, turning the tide of the Persian invasion. The Spartans' selfless sacrifice became a rallying cry for Greek unity and resistance, and their story has been immortalized as one of the greatest examples of martial valor in history. Monuments were erected in their honor, including the famous inscription, "Go, tell the Spartans, stranger passing by, that here, obedient to their laws, we lie." Conclusion: the enduring power of Thermopylae's story. The Battle of Thermopylae, though a military defeat, was a moral victory that has inspired countless generations with its themes of sacrifice, honor, and the defense of freedom. The story of the 300 Spartans, their unwavering courage, and their willingness to lay down their lives for their homeland continues to resonate today. Their stand against an overwhelming force speaks to the universal human values of bravery and determination in the face of impossible odds. The legacy of Thermopylae is not just a tale of ancient warfare, but a timeless reminder that even in the darkest moments, a small group of dedicated individuals can leave an indelible mark on history.